got to know about Sanctum from my friend. Two of them actually, Dhwani and Swarna, and both of them delivered here. And so it was like, okay, because I'd not heard of a center which is, because it's not even called a hospital. It's called a natural birthing center. So I'd not heard of this concept before, but yeah, I was like open to take a natural birthing process for me and the baby, because I was just like too afraid of the syringes and going through that process. And I felt intuitively, like when I was thinking about a pregnancy, that why put a baby through like injections and everything right in the beginning when they're just about to be born, because that's going to have a certain kind of a stress within them. And you go through 9 months. Every day you are consciously parenting, you're consciously eating, you're putting in all the effort. So just at the last leg, I don't want like injections going into my womb and stressing the baby right before the baby is about to come out into this world. Mostly in India, especially, we have like joint families and everything. So we've seen children grow up around us. For me, somehow, I was in a boarding school and I didn't have that experience. So I've not really seen kids being brought up. So for me, I was more hassled and more like angst before starting the process, because I was just like, I've not seen kids around me grow up. I have no reference points as to like how it is. So you can imagine, like I was so clueless, right at the beginning. Now when I came to Sanctum, I think my first point of contact was the thing that really got me on board to do things, which was Dr. Vijaya. She is so hands-on. You can communicate so freely to her. And personally, I feel like I can't imagine if somebody who is interacting with so many patients on a daily basis can be so invested in you, where you feel like you're the first patient she's had. Because it's that kind of an emotion she feels. And like I still remember, even Dr. Dhwani, I'll give that credit to, because I remember the first time I had come here and Dr. Dhwani actually felt my baby and all. I have not seen anybody express that expression on their face while finding a baby movement like Dr. Dhwani had. She was like, wow, your baby's so active. And I was like, do we know each other? You're like my doctor, but like, that excitement on her face just really reinstated a certain sense of confidence, love, trust in me in that moment that, yes, I can do this. So when I came here, I think one of the biggest helps was the fact that they have these Lamaze classes. It's it's spread over a month. Okay, so I had taken them with Dr. Udaya. Very well done, like with the classes. I mean, from me who did not know anything about pregnancy, really, like nothing. And like when you're like searching on Google things, you're more afraid than calm. You're like, oh, I have to take care of this, I have to take care of that. You get more angst about stuff. But I remember when I started taking those classes, and it's so good because they recommend that you and your partner both take them. So actually me and my husband both took them, and very helpful. I think it was those Lamaze classes that actually prepped us for even the final day. I was so calm on my final day. Like my mother had flown down because we are, as you know that, Sanctum is in Hyderabad and I'm not from Hyderabad. I actually came from Delhi just for this delivery. We shifted like 2 to 3 months ago just to make this happen, because that is the kind of trust they gave us, here. So with the Lamaze classes, I was so well informed that when my mother flew in, she flew in just like 1 month before my pregnancy. And she was more hyper about like, how are you going to do this? How are you going to do that? Have you done this? Have you done? You know how mothers are, they just want to make sure that everything is in place. But once I told her that, Mama, this is how it is done. This is how we'll do it. These are the steps. And all of these, like they fall, like this is the process and this is how it will unfold. She was so amazed. She's like, all this happens now. Like, is this a new thing? I'm like, that's how she was so shocked to see how calm I am during like my final leg when people are not in that state of mind at all. I knew to an extent, like I'll tell you one of my favorite parts about those Lamaze classes, okay? they said that pain is inevitable. And then they explained what pain is. That, they had said that you should be patient. You should anticipate it. You know it's going to happen. It is going to happen at certain intervals. And then you're giving N for like a new birth. So that is what you should concentrate on. That, you're finally bringing out a life. It actually helped me during my labor. I was going through so much pain. My labor was not easy. It was like a 30-hour long labor. And the one thing I remembered was I was like, oh, my baby's coming. My baby's coming. My baby's coming. That let me let go of the pain and just feel the experience of the new birth.
With anybody's whole universe if it were not for you. And you are not a doctor. You are literally like God's hands on earth. Because trust me, making babies is like a universal, like intelligence experience, and you are the one who does it. And the patience you showed with me, imagine how many you do every day. I am in awe, so happy, so touched. I love you immensely. Thank you so much.
I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the whole team of Sanctum, because I walked in like 24 hours before my delivery. So, we had like people working with me from the morning till the night. It was like a full 24-hour shift. I think in a world that is so fast-paced today, getting people who can treat you like family in just a matter of 24 hours was very, very overwhelming for me as a mother, as an individual. Imagine I am going through labor and there are like 6 people around me just helping me with my breathing, with me sitting down. They're being so patient with me. My husband is there, but they're like, it's okay, you take our help. You want to like scratch our backs, pull us, do whatever. Because that time the pain you cannot avoid. It's inevitable, right? It is painful, but you're going through the process, right? Which is also enjoyable in its own way. And then they are all saying like, okay, do this. Imagine in that moment, when blood is coming out of you, when you're going through the sweats, the pains, it's not just family member only one. 6 other family members. I'll call them family members only. Because the way they took care of me was, I think it's touched me the most as a mother. Like, I'm like, how could 6 people who I don't know be so attentive for me? Water I need, something I need, and they're up around the clock with me. My Dr. Vijaya is not going home. Dr. Dhwani has come in at 4 a.m. in the morning because there was some complication. All that has happened, right? And I would just like to say that I don't think anybody can find this kind of a family kind of a culture anywhere else. Because, usually you get to have like hospital experiences and all, but there also the sisters are very, I won't say artificial, I don't want to say that, but it's like they are on duty. Here it didn't feel like they're on duty. It felt like they are really here to bring in a new life and they're all for it. That spirit now was too good. And can you imagine the fact that they allow your husband to be a part of it? I felt Sanctum is a place which made me and my husband fall in love in a very different way. Because we were together through the labor. He saw me through the whole process. He was the one to see the baby come out, cut the cord, and I still remember how we both were in like tears of joy when we finally saw that. And I think that moment I'll give the credit to Sanctum, that I felt like we fell in love one more time, in that moment. So this has been my journey, and I will totally recommend it, because I feel you don't get this high level of comfort mentally, emotionally, spiritually somewhere, anywhere else. So yeah, that is my journey.